We're here in Carcassonne today, and as you may tell from my hoodie, it's getting quite cold again as we move into autumn. Leaves are falling from the trees. There's a brisk, cool, fresh breeze coming through. But here we are at the Carcassonne stronghold. I often drop into Carcassonne every now and again, just have a look at the La Cite and the town and the city, just have a look around. But today I'll take you up to the castle, but we're not going in through the tourist gate, we're going in through the locals gate, right up and through the front. That's a lot, right? You may be aware, I'm not a city guy, but as towns go and cities, this is probably on a level I'm comfortable with. A good blend of history, heritage, and calmness, tranquility. Even just walking through the little streets here like this. Oh, here's our shortcut. Yeah, even walking through towns like Carcassonne, medieval towns especially, have a good energetic vibe with medieval towns. But they have a good energy about them, good feel. And I think they're not overrun with the modern world too much. good balance. So Carcassonne Citadel, you know, its history goes back many years, and this whole entire structure now is a World Heritage Site. One of the periods of history I'm most fascinated by is the Cathar history, the Cathars, as we pronounce it in English. Period of the 13th century. This was a group of people who had, you know, somewhat different ideas to the ruling system of the time, the Catholic Church and the Pope, as it was. So they were persecuted and eliminated over a period of many years, and the final stand at this particular stronghold for the Cathars came to a crashing end, and Simon De Montfort rolled in, and the whole town had to be moved on essentially, while the new powers to be installed their reign. But back in the day, this was a stronghold for the Cathars, and you can see why, given its location. A lot of the Cathar castles are on hilltops and some of the best strategic points where you can see your enemies coming, and you're always looking over the horizon, and you're relatively safe up there. Montségur is a great example of that. That's where the last stand was at 1244. It was an interesting period of time where, again, strong evidence there of challenging the status quo and then being labelled heretics, because they were going against the system as it was in the day. I might do a special episode on this in the future, because some of their beliefs are really quite interesting. I would encourage some research around this particular group of people who were in Italy and southern France, and it was becoming a very popular movement until it was ruthlessly shut down before it reached any kind of peak. The community rallying around and showing their support for the Cathars, who were being persecuted mercilessly by the system or the authority of the reigning powers. They were non-violent as a group of people. They wouldn't fight back, although they did have knights and other elements of protection that kind of wrapped around a protective shield, if you like. These people were of the community, they were from the community, and they did their spiritual work in the community. They didn't really believe in the material world whatsoever. They didn't believe in big fancy churches or cathedrals. It's an interesting history here, that's for sure. Okay, we're heading slightly into the tourist area, which is right in the centre of the Cite and the Citadel here. Lots of fancy restaurants, nice restaurants, and shops. Got to be very careful here with prices. Some nice stuff, some tacky stuff, but some of the shops are really more expensive than the ones next door. So you have to do a little bit of research to get a decent deal. if you're ever in the area. Okay, here we go into the touristy type area. Where should we look? Nah, it's not too bad. They have some real nice restaurants here. You can get some great lunchtime meals for a decent price. Lots of shops. Actually good stuff for a real touristy type place. They have some really quality products here that are based on the history of the city and the medieval aspects and its rich history. It's well worth a look, and maybe some food just to have a mosey around. If you like your ice cream, there's a lot of options here. A lot of options. Just saying. This is very typical. You get the formula, 15 euros for a main, which is cassoulet, which is a local dish from this region. And you get a cafe, a coffee, and a sugared crepe. So it's not too bad for 15 euros. Good food. What do you think? Should we give it a go? What do you think? I know. Let's give it a go. No. I'm not turning into a food review channel. Despite how good the food looked. I'm going to keep on going. Super. Ja, oui, oui.
Voilà. Est-ce que tu vas prendre la poussette?
See, it pays to shop around. That sugared crepe was €3 around the corner. It was like €1.50 there. It's 50%. I don't much buy stuff these days. It's not that kind of yearning to buy things, but also where do you put it all? That's a common issue, isn't it? But one of those mugs in there, that looked pretty good. And it felt great in the hand. 98 euros. 100 euros for one of those mugs. But it's pretty nice. Yeah. The material well still has its pulls and its draws. But so the same logic for finding great park-ups, one road back than the main route. Just keep going one road back until you find a quiet area, get a great park-up. I found some great ones there. I think it's the same for tourist areas as well. One step back, one street back, you find the better lunch deals, you find the better local stuff where all the locals go, rather than on the main strip where all the tourists go. Let's go one street back. It seems to work here, and it's worked all over the places I've visited in the summer. Worth keeping in mind. I'm having a little practice today, walking around just talking to a plastic thing filled with electronics and with a lens in, just to see what it's like. I haven't really done this vlogging type before too much, especially when people are around. I kind of lose focus and get distracted. I want to have a look at that. This was a successful test of a little walking vlog through a tourist place.